How's it going, everyone? It is Monday, October 14th, 2024. Let's take a look at the picks from the last video. So, first one, let's start with the day trade here, which was MSTR on a high of the day break. So let's zoom in into this M5 chart. So first, you can see on the D1, there was a move today on the 11th, and MSTR, big gap up, bearish engulfing candle at the new all-time high. So here is a setup on a intraday basis. I'm going to flip over to the SPY M5 chart as well. Okay, so market flat open, moved up higher over here, was pulling back, and there was a nice entry to get long later in the day. MSTR, nice move in the morning, held its strength pretty well during the market decline, and then broke through the all-time high, or broke through the high of the day, pretty much right around here, around 207. So took this trade, wrote it up, and then I exited somewhere out here for an okay profit. Not huge, but still pretty good. What really good sign here was probably this little bearish hammer at the 2 o'clock candle. So that's one little move you can take up on that bearish hammer. And then the second one is if you want to wait through the bearish hammer, you can exit at the double top over here at around 211. So that was the other opportunity there. But on that high of the day break right here, you had a nice opportunity to get some pretty decent profits. And if you decided to hold overnight, that's also a pretty decent move, although I actually wouldn't quite do that at the all-time high, given that you'd have to get out of the trade pretty quickly. All right, so that is MSTR, and that was a nice win. Other one, WBA was a swing we had from earlier. Earnings are coming out on the 15th, so we took the loss on that yesterday, gained some relative strength to the market. So I took the loss towards the end of the day over here. I think pretty much right around 9:23 is when I got out of the trade. So I obviously would have saved a little bit of money if I had held towards the end of the day over here. But a loss is a loss, spade is a spade. Took it here, wasn't able to manage to get through, and then just kind of strapped in this compression as the stock was awaiting earnings. So WBA was a loss. Now that I've finished all the September picks, I can make the September video. We still have Oracle open. Let's take a look at Oracle right now. So after that break, stock is testing support. I'm going to zoom out a little bit to the M30. So here's our move up. Nice move here. Test support, forming a bit of a double bottom. Now we got that M30 buy signal. Now you might be alarmed to say, hey man, market's moving up. Stock isn't really moving up. And you're right, it's not exactly moving up with the market, but we have to remember at Oracle, so we took it on the 9th, so here's the market on the 9th. Market's rallying up here. There's some selling pressure that Oracle has to work off. A little bit of a choppier stock, so I think a better entry would have probably been sometime today as the market formed that double bottom. We got that buy signal, and we have checked support a couple times at around 174. So that would have been a slightly better entry. I would have gotten in if I check my charts here. I would have gotten in about $2 cheaper. So right now, my calls, I have the 170 calls on November 1st. I got them for $10. I could have got them in for about $8 over here. So that would have saved the entry. I did expect Oracle to maybe potentially immediately produce, which is why I took it when I did. Also getting it closer to that breakout. Maybe somewhere, like 176 here, or even 176 there. So that was a much better level to get at. But is what it is. The good thing is we're not really worried about this on the D1. It's just cycling through here. And I think we still have a chance for this stock to go up and take some good profits. Another one of the pick I gave on Friday was Cisco as a day trade. Let me point out that setup that I saw on Cisco. So Cisco here pulled back, and I wanted to see on this stock here, the stock to break compression to the upside and move up higher. This candle was where I got the alert triggered. You see it broke above the compression, then it got slapped down. Did manage to grind up higher and retest that high, but not really the strong price action that I like to see on a stock like Cisco. So that ended up being a no trade. I don't have to actually. Square is not. I am in Square, and I'm going to talk about how Square went over here. So last one I gave was PCAR as a long swing. So we got a good close on the market. We got a good close on PCAR. So here was the close on that. So there was a couple of nice pullback entries, probably somewhere here around 106. Stock is continuing to rally a little bit higher and is getting pretty close to that 109 price. So PCAR is looking pretty good. Looks like we may take profits on that tomorrow at around 109. So I am just updating the colors on my chart. Okay. So let's talk about Square here. Okay, so Square is continuing up today, and took the loss on Square because my CDS expired worthless. So strong move. Strong move on the 10th. After it broke that SMA, I got it on this VWAP bound, so like the entry quite a bit. But stock needed some more time to digest some of those gains. So tested the SMA on the 11th. When it broke through this level with the new buy signal, broke through VWAP, I actually legged out. So I took most profits on the short calls. And then I figured, all right, well, we have a pretty good chance to maybe test this high today. Well, needed another little bounce and test today. And then it was actually able to break through and continue up higher. So Square, looking pretty good. Actually, since I closed the CDS, but I'm still in the trade because I took the calls over here on Square at around $70. So those calls are doing pretty good. So I got the stock right, but I got the time horizon wrong. I think the learning experience for me is that there is a higher risk reward when you take those Thursday trades. So maybe I need to give a little more time, potentially take that next week's expiration on Square, or even just take some calls with some more time out. So that was actually more of an option mistake rather than a stock or a market mistake, because I got the market right. Stock is still looks good, but needed some more time to cook. Now the Square calls that I took are not part of the pick that I gave, so I'm not going to count that as the pick for today. All right. So let's take a look at the market today. We got this breakout. We're getting some follow through today. Volume has been a little bit light today. Let's zoom into this M30 chart. So on this move that we've seen in the past couple of days, there's been some nice buying, and we've maintained this bullish channel, which we broke to the upside today. So this might still continue up higher. We may form a new bull channel, but we're just going to keep riding this move higher. And we're still bullish in a kind of a shorter term sense. In a longer term sense, I mean, fundamentally, technically, not much has changed. We're making new all-time highs. We got a nice path up to 600. There may be some psychological resistance there. We're through some of these high plus trend lines. So maybe if I were to draw a high plus trend line here, that could be a break. Here could be a break. So we're through some of these. If I were to draw one maybe like here, okay, that's like another little break that might have come through. So that's some of the stuff that we're seeing in terms of what the market's doing technically. But it's a good time just to be long. And I'm having a mix of long or medium and short-term swings. So medium-term swings, I have things like in-the-money calls or a put credit spread that's spanning a couple of weeks. Short-term swings will be things like CDS. That way I'm not in a whole bunch of medium-term swings. I'm taking some profits throughout the week, but I also have some longer-term swings working, which should get me some bigger profits. So that's why something like Oracle, okay, that's like a bit more of a longer-term swing. I don't need that to perform immediately. I'm willing to let that ride for another week or two, and move in my favor. So today I am going to give some shorter term swing picks. First one for today is going to be VST long. So VST, very strong stock, utilities. This is not really that important technically, but fundamentally, one of the inputs for AI is power. So that's one of the reasons some utility stocks are moving up. That's pretty much all you need to know in terms of the catalyst. If you look at the price action, absolutely parabolic price action in the past couple of months. So nice hot stock to buy. Stock on the daily chart here, broken out, had this little bearish engulfing hammer, came back here, tested some support. So it looked like it found support around 114. So I am going to mark this on the chart. That is going to be a support level. You can see that's actually the bottom of this compression right here where I found support. And then today rallied up, and it is above the 8 EMA. We got a nice HA reversal. We have some room to this high around 142. So I went VST long here. I took the 133, 136 CDS today for about $1.15. Here is the M5 chart on VST. Now, a couple things to know on VST is that it'll usually kind of make us move pretty early in the day in the first 2 hours or so, and then it kind of waffles around and dies through the day. So if you get it late in the day, try to get it on this pullback off VWAP. I thought I set my alert. Turns out I did not set my alert, so I missed my entry point right here, which is where I'd like to take the stock. But I got a pretty decent entry point over here, and I was able to get that fill. So if we look at actually the, I'm just going to zoom out here to maybe the M30 chart. You can see here, right, here's the move in the first half of the day, and then it kind of stalls. Here's VST when it broke compression earlier. So makes the first move, pulls back, makes the first move, pull back, moves up, and then pulls back. So I'm willing to ride this guy out for a little bit, and then probably use something like an M5 exit signal, or even an M15 exit signal could be a nice way to get out of the trade. So that might be something to monitor. M5 will be a little bit too sensitive, but it will give me a sense of what's going on here in the stock. So that's going to be the first pick for today, VST CDS long. I'm going to add that over here. And then another one that I liked quite a bit. I actually liked it on Friday, but I didn't end up taking it. But I think I did mention it in the video, is Dash. And I actually like it even more now that I marked it up a little bit better. So Dash in this bullish channel pops up, comes back, tests the bottom, moves up higher, came back, tested the bottom. So we have this pretty strong upward sloping trend line to lean on. Compression break and held out, tested the compression. We also broke through, looks like this 1 OTL high plus trend line. I'm going to zoom out over here, see where that comes in. Oh boy, yep, that's pretty far trend line on that guy. But stock is in a uptrend. So this is an excellent breakout on the stock. So if you're more aggressive, you can take something like some calls on it over here. Has earnings on 10:30. But I took a CDS. I took the 150, 152 CDS for $1. And looking to take some profits on that tomorrow. What I like about it on an intraday chart, maybe I'll zoom out to an M15 here. So pretty much a nice little bullish flag. Made a very strong move in the first hour of the day. Came back, digesting the gains. It's just holding this level pretty well over here. It is not getting knocked back very much, right? So that tells us that buyers are in here pretty much offsetting the profit taking, which tells us that we have a good chance of continuing to move higher. So on the next pop up, most likely sometime this week, we should have a good chance of getting filled on Dash for a profit. So those are the two picks today. Apologies for the late video, but I was a little sick this morning. Had a bit of a late start to the day, so needed to get my stuff together. before I made this video. So thanks for watching, everyone. We have Oracle, PCAR, VST, and Dash. These are all open. And we're going to take a look at how they're doing in the video tomorrow. You notice that we're taking a couple more swings now that we have a more clear sense of market direction. I'll still recommend some day trades when I can. Obviously not today because the video has come out after the market close. But we're going to have some more swing trades on the table given that we have a little bit more clear sense of market direction. All right, I'll see you all on Tuesday.